What's the truth about Notre Dame and Marcus Freeman? Because I think there's a lot of narratives out there about Notre Dame and what they are from a recruiting standpoint, what they are being hamstringed geographically, and there's a lot of takes out there. But I think what people say and then what's actually happening on the field tell two different stories when it comes to what Notre Dame is currently. So if you're tuned in right now, make sure you come back here tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern, because we actually have a sit-down interview with Notre Dame's head coach, Marcus Freeman. And we ask him about this exact same thing. We ask him about the narratives around being hard to reach geographically and about what they are recruiting and all those things. So that's a really great conversation. Again, tomorrow, 11 a.m. Eastern on the Hard Count, our live show. We got Coach Freeman for you. So make sure you subscribe so you don't miss that, but make sure you're dialed in for that to air. So going back to what I was just saying, what's the truth about Notre Dame? Because you got these takes that it's academically more rigorous, which is true, but they say that hurts them in recruiting, which, there's different hoops to jump through. There's no way around that. But here's what I'm going to say. All I've seen from Marcus Freeman since he got the keys to the Notre Dame football program was them consistently take ground. Need a quarterback? Go to the portal and grab Sam Hartman. Need another quarterback? Go grab one of the top guys in there in Riley Leonard. Need an OC? You go get the guy who was running the top offense in college football this season to go at LSU with Mike Denbrock. 9 wins his first year, 10 wins his second year. The arrow is pointing up at Notre Dame. There's no way around it. Consistently, we've seen Notre Dame push the envelope on the recruiting trail. Remember what I said about how it's tough to get to and all the academic standards that are difficult for them to recruit with. They had a top 10 class in 2022. In 2023, they had the number 11 class. At the time of us recording this, they got a top 5 class in 2025. Keep in mind now, Marcus Freeman has only been a head coach at Notre Dame. So he's still evolving as a head coach. Notre Dame and what they are right now is going to be different in the next 3 years because of how Marcus Freeman evolves as a leader of their football team. But I'll tell you what, man, direction, I believe, is way more important than speed. And Marcus Freeman has Notre Dame heading the right direction. They're doing the right things behind closed doors, from what I can tell. By nature of what's translated on the field, by nature of how they're recruiting, they're doing a lot of the right things. And so the point I'm trying to make here is, with direction being correct, as long as you keep pressing the right places on the envelope, at a certain point you burst through. And Notre Dame now, as much as we think about them as this elite academic institution, this is one of the most massive college football brands, period. Like, I love Stanford, I love Duke. Notre Dame is its own beast. Notre Dame is its own thing. And so once they do burst through that envelope, once they do break down the glass ceiling and we got pieces all over the place, like, at that point in time, what excuse is there to not go to Notre Dame? Think about the juice that Marcus Freeman has to then pitch to recruits on the recruiting trail. At that point, I think you just pour rocket fuel on what this entire operation is in South Bend, and you would see them burst into a different stratosphere. All that talk about, well, they're not in a conference. Who cares? If they win a national championship, what are we talking about? What are we talking about? Their playoff gauntlet they have to run through. We also talked to Marcus Freeman about that a little bit as well with the whole playoff format and the bye that they wouldn't get. We'll talk about that tomorrow, so make sure you're dialed in right here. Going at this one more time. Like, it will compound once they have success that they, I believe, will have in the future. The direction. It's elite right now at Notre Dame. I truly believe that. So when this whole thing does get rolling, too, I want us to revisit this when it comes to who's running the show at Notre Dame. There's a lot of talk right now in college football about who's built for it from a coaching point of view. Like, Marcus Freeman, to me, I think, checks every single box for what you want your head coach to be in modern college football. He's young. He lives, eats, breathes, sleeps this thing. He's not talking about how they need to change the calendar. He's embracing everything that comes with Notre Dame, what comes with modern college football. He's energetic. He's cool. Players love him. He's aggressive on the talent acquisition side of things, like we already talked about via the portal and what they've done so far on the recruiting trail. Like, for what you need your head coach to be, he is, and he's not going anywhere. He's got the juice now for a long time. I believe he's going to be at Notre Dame for a long time, barring something wildly unforeseen. He's not one of those guys that you worry about jumping ship and going to the NFL because college football is too hard. We talked to Marcus Freeman tomorrow, and he's like, I encourage the young people that we recruit to Notre Dame to embrace hard. And so he's done that so far with him running the show in South Bend. I expect them to continue to trend upward. The arrow is very much so pointing up. So all the thoughts around they're not in a conference, they're hamstrung by this and that and the other, like, those are all good narratives to talk about at this point in the year. But you look at what's happened on the field, and we're just seeing Marcus Freeman continue to myth bust every single one of those. So I'm excited for this year. I'm excited for y'all to watch that conversation again tomorrow right here on the On3 YouTube channel. On this show, The Hard Count, 11 a.m. Eastern. Make sure you're dialed in. A lot of fun talking ball with Coach and all things around Notre Dame. So we appreciate y'all. We love y'all. Make sure you're subscribed. We're going to keep this party rolling, and we will see y'all next time. Hey, y'all. Thanks so much for watching. Subscribe to the channel here to make sure you don't miss an episode of The Hard Count. Also, be sure to check out other videos on the On3 YouTube channel.